I'm very happy to have opportunity like this. It's a little long presentation, but please bear with me. So today I will be presenting the vision of IPs and development of games for existing IPs. Have you heard of IPs?
Yes.
Oh, really? What? What IPs?
Intellectual properties.
Right. Yes. It stands for intellectual property. Yeah. So, this presentation has 5 parts. Firstly, I'd like to introduce BNSV and myself. Secondly, I'd like to talk about the type of the IP that Bandai Namco has games games for. Sorry. Thirdly, the basic structure of game production for existing IPs. Fourthly, I want to tell you some stories about my past experience with making games for existing IPs. Finally, the importance for helping to protect IPs. So I'm only too happy to answer any question at the end of this presentation. That's right, okay? First, let me introduce you to our company. Bandai Namco is an entertainment company that has interest in toys, video games, arcades, anime, and even amusement parks. We have subsidiaries, located all over the world, with close to 8,000 employees in total, huge company groups. Some of our games include Tekken, Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur, Tales of Series, and Pac-Man. Sunlight is also within our family. They created hit animes like Code Geass. Do you know Code Geass? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. And Gundam series. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Next is introduction of our studio. The photo on the left is outside the office building. This building, yes. We are located at the second floor on the building on the left. The Center for Digital Media building's picture, right? This, yeah. Many students go here. A photo on the right picture in the inside our studio. It's pretty empty. Yeah, good. So we have few employees, so that office is always clean. Always clean, not dirty. Yeah. This office was established in 2013. The business started after the opening ceremony in 2013 August. Last year. Currently, there are 12 employees, very few, and several projects have been started. I am responsible for one of the projects. Next is about myself. I joined Namco, now called Bandai Namco now called Bandai Namco Studio in 2003. Here you can see some of game titles that have worked on. Yeah. I think everyone here knows these, right? Yeah. But you probably don't know these small images. This is released only in Japan. I made many games, and making them were very tough, but fun too. Now, I don't want to talk about myself too much, so let's get down to the business. First, about the type of IP that Bandai Namco has gained for. I will talk about what an IP is. There are two main types. One type is game produced using IPs licensed from others. For example, after manga and anime become this, game are produced from them. For example, Gundam was originally an anime, and Naruto, Dragon Ball were originally manga. Let's take a closer look. Here is an example with Naruto. I think everyone knows about Naruto history. As you know, it was a weekly magazine released by Shueisha called Jump and became a hit Japan. Then, anime, games, toy were made. Bandai Namco doesn't have a license to these, but we are given game production rights. The other type is games that have become IPs because the first work was a hit. This model, where the first game is a hit and then a series is made, then provide license to other products. For example, Pac-Man, Tekken, and Tales of series. Let's take a closer look here as well. Here is an example with Tales of series. Now, Tales of series, the first one which was Tales of Fantasia on Super Nintendo? Super Nintendo? That's right? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everything. Yeah. Was a hit in Japan. After anime and manga and toy, now produced and the series are continued from there. Bandai Namco has a license, this license have, and give production right to other companies. So next part is the basic structure of game production for existing IPs. I will explain how the copyright holder check how game creation is progressing this is when we are working with a license. This shows the production process. However, not all the games follow the same progress. Between planning overview and completion, copyright holder carefully choose specific programs. For example, if there's anything wrong with a character, something like that. A fourth part is a past experience with making game for existing IPs. I will talk about two things from my own experience in game creation. First, I will talk about becoming a fan of an IP game. Before, the manga Nodame Cantabile, probably you don't know?
Yeah, it's good.
Really? oh, surprise. Yeah, Nodame Cantabile, yes. Was a huge hit in Japan. It was a romantic comedy series about classic music. It was also made into drama and anime. But I didn't know about this because this manga for girls. However, I have no make a game. I have to make a game on Nodame. Also, I had to understand the heart of the fan of Nodame, so I bought all the manga. I bought the drama DVDs. I also went a number of classic music concerts. Many times. And I also bought the anime DVDs. Then I became a fan at my own expense. But I think this is something very important to do when creating an IP game. Next, I will talk about a moment when my own ideas became real. There are many things I can talk about, so I will just talk about one. In the past, when I make a Naruto game, I had to make an opening animation. I didn't know if we could make such a thing when production began. So I didn't prepare anything. One day I suddenly learned how to make one, and so I was very surprised. My boss says you should make an animation. Oh my God! So normally an animator draws a storyboard, and we use it create the animation. But we had no time. So the designer and I made an entire storyboard. They were very embarrassing drawings. What kind of animation did those drawings turn into? I made it into a movie. Please watch it. The opening movie. Content. Let's go.
That's a storyboard on the bottom right.
It's mine. Very impressive. Very different. Very different. Yeah. So, I remember when I first saw this movie, I was so happy that I cried a little bit. I thought, I'm so glad I did this work. So next part, the importance of helping to protect the IP. Now we will learn about how to care for an IP. How do we make things that keep our fan happy? We have a video letter for you from someone who works on the television series. television series Hyoga special video letter.
皆さんこんにちは、バンダイナムコスタジオで、電動シリーズの、プロデューサーをやっています。です。今日はですね、カナダで、今、バンダイナムコスタジオのね、ホライティが、そちらでね、公演しているとは思うんですけども、 その話の中でね、継続シリーズの IP について、どういったものがね、大切で、ちょっとまた僕らがどういったものをね、大切にしてきてるのかと、そういったところをちょっとね、お話ししてくださいということだったので、ちょっとね、お話ししたいと思います。これ継続シリーズはもうすぐ10周年を迎えるんですけども、非常に長い歴史があるんですね。この流れで、僕たちが一番今まで大切にしてゲーム開発をしてきているのは、まず物語のテーマですね。どういった物語で、ユーザープレイヤーさんにね、どういった気持ちになってもらいたいのか、そして、どんなメッセージをお届けしたいのか、そういったことをいつもね、大事にしてもらいながら、作っています。そしてやっぱりゲームですから、物語だけじゃなくてね、遊びの部分でも、楽しいって思ってもらえるもの、さらには、継続シリーズはバトルシステムが特徴ですので、このね、バトルシステムを毎回、皆さんに、すごくスピーディーで爽快感で何でやっても飽きないっていうふうに思ってもらえるようなね、そんなゲームをいつも、作ってます。そしてもう一つ特徴なのは、キャラクターですね。継続シリーズはたくさんのね、シリーズキャラクターが登場します。そして、一作品ごとに、世界や、キャラクターたちが異なった、そして、全然ね、今までとは違う物語っていうのを毎作やってきています。そのね、キャラクターへの思い出だったりとか、そういったものも、我々についてね、いっぱいいろんなことを考えながら、ゲームをね、作ったりしてます。で、そんな中、先日、アメリカ、カナダでね、継続歴史2が、発売になりました。もう数日前ですかね、きっと今日ね、講演している数日前だと思うんですけども、発売しましたので、もし、よろしければ皆さん、継続歴史2、遊んでみてくださいね。また私もね、ワンダーランドスタジオで、開発してますから、もし機会があったら、カナダの皆さんにね、お会いできるイベントとかで行きたいなというふうに思ってますので、皆さんぜひ、バンダイナムコスタジオ、開発、いろんなゲーム開発してますから、もしね、興味あったら、チェックしてみてくださいね。よろしくお願いします。
And that's it for our presentation on development of IP games. Please give a big clap for Hideo here.
Thank you.
So if anyone is interested, we always keep our website posted up with new job postings. It's BandaiNamcoStudios.com/Vancouver, or you can visit our LinkedIn company page by searching Bandai Namco Vancouver. Likewise, tomorrow we will have another panel. This time the theme is working at Bandai Namco. So we'll cover basics like our working culture there, what kind of positions there are, and what kind of skill sets you will need to develop to get those jobs. And so it's at 5 p.m., same place. I guess see you there.
This is the end of today's presentation. How was it? Fun? Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm still studying English, so maybe it was difficult to understand. Please accept my apologies. If you have any questions, please ask them after this. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Should we do Q&A now, or? Sorry? Okay, so 15 minutes for Q&A. Okay, you over there.
Do you have any insight into the localization process for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle? I can imagine that was a pretty...
Sorry, could you speak up a little?
Do you have any insight into the localization process for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle?
ジョジョの、ゲームを開発するときのローカライゼーションプロセスって知ってます？
ジョジョはわからない。I don't know, sorry. Yeah.
So you're...
Are you trying to make any games in Vancouver?
今、バンダイナムコスタジオバンクーバーでゲームを作っていますか？
Yes, right now. I have one project. Yeah.
Hideo over here is the game director for our first project. It will be a social game on free-to-play social game for mobile. I just had a request to have everybody sort of line up and then take questions one by one. It also helps to hear the questions. Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
For the Tales of series, do they have plans to make it dual audio? Because in Tales of Exilia, I don't really, the English voice actors aren't that good. Like, the Japanese ones are like way better.
So the question was, for Tales of Games, is there any plan to make a dual audio? So for both Japanese and English, I assume?
Yeah, because I don't like the English.
Because he doesn't like the English. Tales of のゲームで、こっちで言うときに日本語と英語のダビングを両方入れるプランってありますか？
No. どちらかというと日本語が欲しい感じですか？
日本語が欲しい。で、yeah, they want Japanese dubs.
日本語は大好きです。
Oh, really? 多分なんですけど、データがすごいんですよ。その日本語の、その音声と英語の音声どっちもってなると、まあ、ヒュージゲーで。
Yeah, so the main issue of that is the data size. Having to support PS3 is fine, but for Xbox, it is fairly limited. So
okay.
It's usually difficult to put in both those.
Just focus on PS3, that's all I own.
I accept your comments and report to Hideo Baba.
ありがとうございます。
Can we expect like a new Gundam series or Super Robot Wars series in PS4 by 2015?
The question was, can we expect a new Gundam or Super Robot Wars series in 2015 for PS4?
I have no idea.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So I understand that you only have so much space on the disc, and that's the reason why you can't have dual audio. But would it be possible to possibly add Japanese audio as DLC, either free or if it's too expensive to make, have like a paid option to get the Japanese audio for the Tales game?
I think that's a good idea.
一応だからなんだろう多分なんか技術的にはできるのかもしれないけれど、検討しているかどうかも僕はわからないので、一応その聞いています。
It's probably, yeah, it's most likely possible from a technical standpoint to implement that.
Yeah.
And have the Japanese dub be a DLC. We don't have visibility into what Tales are doing, but it's definitely I think it's a good idea. I think this is a good idea.
My boss.
Yeah, we'll ask Hideo Baba again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for telling them that.
So yes, I have a question. I heard that you've been very active with Nintendo on the new Smash Brothers. I heard that Namco Bandai. No, Bandai Namco has been actively working with Nintendo on the new Smash Brothers. Is there any information you can provide to us that Masahiro Sakurai hasn't shown us yet?
So the question is there any information, do we have any information on Super Smash Brothers that is not public yet?
Any hints? Any hints?
Yeah, any hints?
桜井さんはよくうちの、日本のスタジオにいっぱい、ずっと行きます。一生懸命こもって開発してます。
Sakurai-san is working very hard right now.
I'll drink one more month. No, it's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, he's typing things, I guess.
Just wondering, I know there's a Tales of the card series that's mobile in Japan right now. That's already up. Are we also gonna get that soon, or?
So the question was, is it a mobile title?
Yeah, it's a mobile one.
Yeah. So there's a Tales of mobile title, which is a card battle game in Japan, but it's not in this market yet. Any plans?
多分こっちには出ない。こっちには出ない。
Probably not here in Canada or North America for that matter, but you could make a Japanese. I think it might be free, Japanese free account or Japanese App Store account and just download it. Still works.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Looking up the big question, wanting to know.
Sure. How much more time do we have?
It's almost 6:20, so
Oh.
yeah, everyone make their questions quick, and then everyone can get their questions answered. So.
Cool. I'll make this really quick, and hopefully this is more of a fun question for you guys. Do either of you have any fun stories you can share about IP rights holders you've worked with in previous games that maybe have been a little difficult to work with in protecting their creations?
Horror story.
声優さんに怒られたことがあります。
The voice actors get really angry all the time.
Get out!
I guess they're really
Okay,
happy.
sorry.
Very nice.
Alright, congratulations opening a studio in Vancouver. And so I was wondering, because I'm graduating next month, do you have, and I checked the site and there's only one opening for senior programmer. Are you planning to open more slots soon for more projects?
Yes. Yes, that's a very difficult question and there's no clear answer for that. The reason for that is because we're yet to release our first title, and then we want to, once that happens, we want to expand our studio to accommodate more and more people. So we may start, internships or entry-level positions sometime in the next year.
Okay, thank you.
We are hiring a concept artist right now.
This question is related to the games that's limited to Japan or Asia. I also bought games in Asia when I was there for vacations, but when I bring it back to PS3, they won't be able to play it because there was a regional lock. Will you be able to make some of the exclusive game that's only to Japan downloadable online for the PS3 or PS4?
So the question was, some of the exclusive games in Japan, you can't play on region-locked consoles here. Is there any plans on making that a separate or a DLC by itself for regions that it's not released in?
It doesn't have to be a physical copy. We just want to be able to play it.
Right.
And it costs less too. You don't have to dub it.
そうさすがにコンソールごとにリージョンとかあったりとかするので、さすがにそこまではわからないし、多分僕らだけの中ではないので難しいかな。
That type of information does not come to Bandai Namco Vancouver, so we don't have a clear answer for you.
Should I email the answer? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Was there a specific reason why Tales of Versus wasn't localized?
The question is there any specific reason why Tales of Versus was not localized? Tales of Versus がどうしてローカライズされてなかった理由とかって知ってますか？
売れなかったから。
Because it didn't sell well.
In Japan, that's fair.
Yeah. Normally, Japan is our first market. If a title doesn't do well in Japan, there's much less chance of having it localized.
Okay.
I'm sorry if this is kind of out of your specialty, but I want to know, some games use kind of like a 2D rendering, like an animation type of rendering, and some other ones use like a 3D model type of rendering. Could you tell me the difference and the challenges of each, developing each?
So I think the question was, there are some games that are using a 2D rendering engine, and another game that is using 3D rendering engine. What is the challenges and differences between those two?
作品のテーマによって変えてるので、その作品が 2D レンダリングを使いたいとかっていうふうに選ぶことになるんです。だから作品のテーマに合わせて選んでいるって思っています。
So from a high-level perspective, we determine what the theme of the title is. So let's say, for example, this particular Tales of game wants to use a 2D rendering engine, and or this other one wants to use 3D rendering engine, and we determine from there.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, first of all, I just want to make it clear, you guys published Dark Souls to North America, right?
Yeah.
So when you guys decided to publish Dark Souls to North America, was there first hesitation? Because the game is notoriously known for being really difficult. And second, just for him, has he personally played Dark Souls and completed it?
Dark Souls 遊んでます。
遊んでます。
He does play. 終わらせました。終わらせました。
はい、2やりました。
Oh, you finished it. So
what? Okay, yeah.
So the question was, was there any hesitation in localizing Dark Souls for Dark Souls outside of Japan?
Because of the difficulty and stuff.
Because of the difficulty.
Yeah, 全然わかんないですよ。知らない。
Yeah, we don't know. It's
ダークソウルは、そもそも僕らパブリッシュだけで、結局そのフロムソフトウェアっていう会社で全部やっているタイトルなので、基本的にはあまりわからないと思います。
So again, Dark Souls is we only acted as a publisher, and From Software was a developer, and we don't have much visibility into that project as well. Likewise, we did
Are you guys going to continue publishing for their games, or was it just a one-time thing for Dark Souls only?
I think Dark Souls 2 is published internationally as well. Yeah,
by
so
Bandai?
It's continued. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey. You actually localized 3 Idolmaster titles for iOS. So I'm just wondering, can you comment on if they did well enough to bring either the mobile game or further Idolmaster titles out in English?
Question was, Idolmaster game for mobile was localized to English. And then, sorry, what was the second one?
I was just wondering, can you comment on if the games did well enough? Will there be future Idolmaster titles, or even the current mobile game?
Yeah, and if those titles did well enough, is there any chance of having more Idolmaster titles being released in North America? Yeah, you might notice that Bandai Namco is a fairly big company, and we have many teams, 8,000 employees, and it's not. We don't always have visibility into each of the specific projects. It's pretty secretive. Yeah.
No, thank you.
What are the chances, in your estimation, that the two Digimon RPGs, Redigitized Decode and Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth, will make it to North America?
Sorry, say that again.
What do you think the chances are that the Digimon RPGs, Redigitized Decode and Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth, will make it to North America?
So the question was, what are the chances of having Digimon Recode?
Redigitized Decode.
Redigitized Decode?
I didn't name it.
We released a lot of games.
Yeah.
Redigitized Code being released in, I guess, North America?
Yeah, in North America.
Yeah.
ものすごくトイが売れたら可能性あるんじゃないでしょうか。
Yeah, and if it sells really well in Japan, then we may localize it to other countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
As the producer with other studios such as CyberConnect 2, what is the process, or can you elaborate on the difficulties of releasing games such as like Solo to Robo or the Dot Hack series?
Sorry, say that again?
As a producer, can you elaborate on like the process or the difficulty working with other studios to release their IPs?
Okay. So the question was, as a producer, can you give insight into the working process with other companies for their IPs? Sorry, he has more experience with working with Shueisha, so I'll let him answer that one. IP オーナーと、仕事してるときに、プロデューサーとして IP オーナーと仕事してるときに、なんか挑戦とかってありますか？
はい。接待。接待
in Japanese means sort of welcoming guests. It's a working culture in Japan that there's something called nomikai. It's a drinking party. You all go to a restaurant, drink until very late in the night, and try to get that right answer from that person while they're drunk. Very important. Very important. Rumor has it that that's how Super Robot Wars got started.
So, yeah, as a fan of the Gundam series, recently Bandai Namco released, I don't even remember what the game was called anymore, but it was basically, it's in beta right now, Gundam Extreme Versus, but with like original characters from Namco Bandai. And I'm curious why we haven't gotten Gundam Extreme Versus itself over here, even though, we're getting a game with the same thing, and we got Gundam Dynasty Warriors as well. So I feel like it's a bit strange that there's that rift there. I'm guessing maybe it's just...
Okay, so your question was, there were some Gundam titles like Gundam Dynasty Warriors that got localized, but why not which title?
Extreme Versus.
Gundam Extreme Versus.
When we get another game with identical gameplay, but without the Gundam branding.
さっきの話が多分あるんだと思うんだけど、そのガンダムのファンが北米で少しずつ増えてますっていうのはバンダイナムコのジャパンの方でもちょっとずつ知られてます。なので多分そういうことが起きるんだと思います。要は前のタイトルは出なくても、今最新のものを今の、ファンだと多いから出していけるんじゃないかっていうことが行われてるんだと思います。
So the answer connects back to his previous answer based on what we talked about for the research into each region and popularity of each IP. So what could have happened was when they did market research for Gundam Versus, they said, this isn't going to make money, it's not going to be revenue positive. Then we decided not to localize it. But going forward, as time passes, Gundam might gain more popularity, and at that time, maybe we said now it's going to make money. That IP is popular now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Sorry. Well, we would have better answers if we were that team, but yeah. Oh, hi.
Hey. So 2 questions. So first off, given the popularity of Kankore in Japan, do you guys have any intentions of releasing a game to sort of compete with that? Specifically, like one that releases like a lot of different merchandise and products, just like that. And secondly, do you guys plan to localize the original generation games for the PS2 and PS3?
Okay. So there's 2 questions here. We'll answer the first one first. The first question is, in Japan, there's a title called Kankore. It's short for Kantai Collection. Kantai Collection. It's basically a card battle games where the character is schoolgirls with battleships. Battleship-themed schoolgirls. I don't know how to describe it. But it's very popular in Japan. It's doing really well. Is there any plans for us to do something similar?
Or just to compete? It doesn't have to be the same type of...
Or something that could compete with that? Kankore is a social game. And we do have a social game department over in Japan. And they are constantly trying to gain share in terms of iOS and Android. So the second part of the question was, could you repeat it?
Are you planning to localize the PS2 and PS3 Super Robot Wars original generation games?
Oh, do we have any plans to localize the PS2, PS3 Super Robot Wars original generation games?
Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Different team. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there any other questions? Come to our panel tomorrow.